Okay, so good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Just depending on what part of the world you are, in some places right now it's morning, but over here in Nigeria, where I'm broadcasting for, it's a beautiful afternoon. Very wonderful weather, calm and climate for every one of us. I thank you for joining me on broadcast today on Born to Lead. And today I will be talking about teamwork, and I'll basically be just restricting myself to um, certain areas of teamwork. There are so many things that can be discussed as far as teamwork is concerned, and I could have just taken about any topic on teamwork and discussed it. So I would just limit myself to a few things today. And I'm hoping that in the next 45, 50, 1 hour, minutes, 1 hour, you would gain a lot from the discussion that I'll be making this afternoon. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about teamwork, and I'll talk about the importance of teamwork. Now, not many of us derive joy in working with a team. Not many of us understand that in working with a team, we can gain so much more than any one of us could ever understand or any one of us could ever achieve as an individual. And so, if you haven't worked with a team, today's topic may seem a bit strange to you. It may hit you hard and challenge you to do newer things. Okay, so this is what we will be looking at today. Now, for those of you joining me online, and I thank you, I appreciate you. I'm already seeing some persons coming online. I would like you to join me in this conversation by dropping a note in the comment section of whatever um, social media app you're using, and the comments will come to me, and I'll read them or post them on the broadcast so we can interact more as far as teamwork is concerned or as far as leadership is concerned. Let me say this from the onset that every good leader works with a team. You and I have heard of musicians or persons who achieved certain things in life who bragged and boasted that they achieved those things by their own strength. Now, the truth is that they either have not achieved as much as they ought to have achieved, or that they have forgotten the fact that other people helped them to achieve whatever they achieved in life. It is disheartening, it is sad to hear people brag and boast about the fact that they are self-made millionaires or they are self-made achievers. The reality about life is that nobody succeeds alone. Nobody grows or rises to a position alone without being helped by certain people. But we usually do not want to acknowledge the people that have helped us. We do not want to credit them with the efforts that they've made in trying to ensure that we get to the point where we are. Therefore, any leader that cannot work with a team is a failure. Any leader that cannot work with a team is a failure. And the reason why I say this is because leadership is about people. And for you to relate with people or for you to influence people, you need a team to be able to do that. You need a number of people to come along with you for you to be able to proudly say that you influence people. So any leader that cannot work with a team, that leader is a failure. And go around in life. Is it Mahatma Gandhi? Is it Nelson Mandela? Is it Mother Teresa? Just name them. Every good leader that you mention, you will discover that he or she works with a team. Now, go around again and look at even the billionaires that we have at the moment on earth. I mean, the richest men on earth. Is it the Dangotes? Is it the um, Jeff Bezos? Is it the Elon Musk? Just name them. Every one of them has a team around them, a team of trusted men and women who counsel them from time to time, who advise them from time to time, a team of people who work with them and work for them. Okay? So any leader that cannot work with a team, I say to you that that leader is a huge, huge failure. And there's nothing that can be done to help such a person unless he or she begins to work with a team. Okay? And you know that leaders that develop great teams around them succeed in everything that they do. And they succeed basically because of two factors, two or three factors. One is that they are able to provide a clear vision for the team. They are able to show the direction, the perspective to which the team should be flowing. They are able to point out where they are starting from and where they are ending their journey in life. So every good leader who has formed a team has attained that, has shown clear vision in terms of direction of life. And also, every such leader has had good emotional intelligence. Again, emotional intelligence is one topic I would like to discuss subsequently as we go along, not today, but subsequently as we discuss issues concerning leadership. Because this is a topic that is now on the rise, and a number of people do not value emotional intelligence. But I say today that for every team or every good leader who has set up a team, he has had good emotional intelligence and he understands the emotion and intelligence of people around him. And also, that leader has set up a clear team for everyone to follow. The need for effective teamwork is very critical. Okay? The need for effective teamwork is very critical because, like I said from the onset, nobody succeeds without a team. And anyone who boasts about succeeding without a team simply boasts because he or she hasn't given credit to the team that has helped him. In a family setting, no parent succeeds without a team. No wife, no husband thrives without the partner joining in the team. So anyone who boasts of having worked without a team or boasts of succeeding without a team doesn't really know what he or she is talking about. Okay? You know, and parents are fond of doing that. When you work with your family, okay, even the children contribute to the team or to team building. Even the children contribute to the success that the family has. Okay, you cannot boast of having good children unless your children team up with you in agreeing with the leadership um, and the direction and the vision that you show to them. So every one of us can build a team, and every one of us should endeavor to build a team because the benefit of teamwork is immense. The benefit of teamwork is immense. I remember growing up as a young man, whenever we went to the farm, my dad usually cut out portions for us to farm out, to weed and to plant whatever it was that was the job on the farm that day. And you see, every time that he cut out portions for us to do, everyone worked at his own pace and did his or her best to ensure that his portion of farm was better than that of others. Okay. Now imagine that we went to the farm and the children decided that they will not farm, or that as children we decided our father was troubling us and therefore we will not farm. You know that at the end of the day, the farm will not be nice, the farm will not be good, and that certain areas will grow crops, the other areas will not grow crops. Now, that's how important or how valuable teamwork is. And I'm just limiting it well today, not today. At the moment, I'm just looking at the family setting to discuss teamwork. Now, in our workplaces, and I know that a number of us work with people, people of different backgrounds, people of different beliefs, people of all sorts of situations, all right? People of different experiences. Now, you and I know that unless we work as a team with them, that unless we are agreeing as a team with them, the danger is that we will not achieve much. The hiccups that will arise on constant and consistent basis will ensure that we do not move further or move as fast as we ought to be moving when it comes to our work. So, for you, if you work with any group of persons, whether family members or just colleagues at work, which may not necessarily be friends, if you work with any person, then the truth is that you need to work as a team to be able to achieve more. In effect, teamwork is important and essential in order to accomplish the overall objective and goals of your workplace or your family. Okay? If you are a member of a church, a mosque, or some other organization, you need teamwork to be able to achieve the overall objective of your organization, the overall goal and vision of that organization. So these are critical factors that must be considered when we talk about teamwork. Like I said, there is so much that can be said about teamwork, but I'm just going to restrict myself to the areas where I believe that I will be able to discuss clearly today. So I'm going to look at 10 or 11 reasons why participating in teamwork is very important. Okay, I've mentioned a few, just I've highlighted a few, but I'm going to dig deeper into a number of these things and hope that every one of us gets an understanding of it. Before I go further, let me say this, quoting Henry Ford. He says, if everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. I repeat, if everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself. That's what Henry Ford mentioned. And I love that quote because it simplifies or tells me of how success can be attained. All right. If you're a lover of football, you would note that lately, Real Madrid is one of the teams I follow in terms of football. You realize that lately Real Madrid just won the La Liga. Okay, and my apology to those who are not in about football, but just bear with me. Now, what I'm aiming at saying is the fact that there is not a single player on the team who can take credit for the success of the team. Not even the coach, Zizou, can take credit for the achievement that the team has had on the field of play. Of course, you would credit a bulk of the success to how the coach was able to manage the team and how he was able to organize the team, how he was able to ensure that every player plays his role as he ought to be playing. But imagine that every time he chose or selected players for a match and each player came out with a complaint of why he or she, or no, rather, why he will not be suited for that match, or why on the field he chose to play a different pattern from what the coach had been teaching. You know what danger that would have portended for the team. Of course, one danger is that the team will not have won the league. Okay? The team will not have won the league. In every good team, just like Real Madrid that I've just mentioned, there is a coach who does his work and tasks and responsibility as far as coaches are concerned. All right, as far as coaches are concerned, the coach does just what is expected of him at any point in time. Now that's sorry, I'm having to adjust my feet. So that's the role of the coach, and he does his own part. Defenders play as defenders. They stop balls from coming into their net just as much as a keeper holds the ball and stops it from running into the net. Attackers played their role. They scored goals when necessary, when opportunities presented itself. They um, they performed in the manner that it was expected of every one of them to perform. So if you play your role as you ought to be playing as a team member, you can be sure that success is inevitable as far as the team is concerned. Now, you may be playing any kind of sport. You may be in a workplace at the moment. You may be a student in school. You may be the wife of a home. And whatever you are, just follow me as I go through these 10, 11 ways in which I believe that you and I can help build a team, or you and I can take advantage of teamwork. All right. So join me as I mention a few of these things. Okay. So thank you, Theophilus Ocholi, for your comments, and thank you for joining me at this time. Now, what are some advantages or importance that you get from teamwork? Number one is that teamwork ensures creativity. Teamwork ensures creativity. In any organization or family or that you find yourself, every individual has a different skill. Every individual has a different talent. Every individual has been created to function in a particular way. Now, bringing these skills, bringing these talents, bringing these functions within a team and enabling yourself to work as a team ensures that you bring in creativity from all the various angles of life. All of us have different experiences. We all have different shades of life. There are things we've gone through in life that others will never have gone through. Okay, there are experiences that we've had that is different and distinct from the experiences that any other person would have had. So if we determine to work as a team, what happens is that we ensure that creativity reigns in the team, because it's like a painting. Okay, a painting is not complete unless you bring in different shades of color. Now, if you bring in blue, red, white, purple, indigo, whatever the color may be, and balance them properly, anybody who looks at that painting sees creativity. Okay? Anybody who looks at that painting sees creativity. That's what teamwork helps us do. So teamwork helps us bring in creativity into whatever we are doing. And I encourage you, because the success of a team depends on the creativity that the team provides for itself. Okay? So in teamwork, bring in people of different shades, people of different experiences, people of different age backgrounds, people of different studies in life, and piece them together. Once they are able to work together, what you see is creativity. Okay? In designing a motor vehicle, you have a designer who designs even the outer part of the vehicle. You have a designer who designs the inner part of the vehicle. These are two different people, but they work as a team. In manufacturing the vehicles, you have those who work at the manufacturing the plant, who connect doors, those who connect engines, those who connect batteries, and so on and so forth. At the tail end, okay, if you see, for example, a Toyota brand, at the tail end, what you see is a Toyota brand. But behind that Toyota brand is the creativity of so many people, is the putting of heads together by so many people to come up with a single brand that is attractive for everyone. Okay? One other importance that teamwork has is that with teamwork, people learn. Okay, teamwork leads to learning. Now, because you have different persons in a team, say it's a team of engineers, or, well, not necessarily engineers, it's an organization that specializes in building bridges. Now, in that organization, what you have is that you have builders, you have architects, you have masons, you have lawyers, you have even as distant as medical doctors. Okay? It may seem distant from the work that is being called upon to do. But the truth is that once you have a team, you have people who learn. So the engineer learns from the lawyers where to build and where not to build, what the law say and what the law does not say concerning any form of construction. The lawyers learn from the engineers what needs to apply and what needs not to apply. Okay, so once there is once um, there is a team, people learn. The tendency is that people learn from one another. When you put your heads together, okay, you come up with ideas, you come up with concepts that would have been otherwise too difficult for other people to understand. But probably you could have been teaching in a classroom, but because you work as a team, each one of you learns from the other person. So where there is great teamwork, people learn. I've learned so many things about veterinary. I've learned things about construction. I've learned things about the rocks and so on. Basically, not because I studied them in books, but because I've worked with people of different backgrounds. Okay? People of different backgrounds. Growing up in the Air Force Base, okay, a military setting, even though our parents were all soldiers, yet the children were diverse, and we learned from the diversity that each child had. Now, the fact that our parents were all soldiers, that was a primary connection, but each one of them worked in a different department. Okay, some flew airplanes, some took care of the airplanes. Okay, some serviced the airplanes, some even just concentrated on taking care of vehicles, motor vehicles, to convey troops from one place to the other. Now, the truth is that because of that diversity, all the children had the privilege of learning so many things at the same time from different uh, different parents, or yes, at, well, different parents and different units of the Nigerian Air Force. So one thing with creativity, or no, sorry, one thing with teamwork is that people learn, and they learn easily from each other. Okay. One other thing is that when there is teamwork, people challenge each other and make the work go faster. Okay. The truth is that if I work, or you and I work with a team, and time, or the job or assignments that we're doing is time based, and every time depends on how successful one part of the team does as against the other, you will discover that one of the things that we'll consistently try to do is to outpace each other, not really in terms of competition, but to try to do our jobs as diligently as possible so that everyone can achieve or attain the goals or required goals or vision that have been set ahead of us. So work pace increases and it is improved on a daily basis. One thing about that is the fact that whenever we get an assignment, because other team members are looking at me, and because the progress of the assignment depends on me as a team player, one of the things that I'll consistently do is to finish my task as quick as possible. And if I do that, and the others in the team do their own part, one thing is clear, that the work will be done in good time. Many a times there are construction companies that have either not worked as team players and then they end up delaying construction. In fact, that reminds me of, for those who are Nigerians and know the Abuja Lokoja Road. Now, that construction has been on for upward of 10 years, and the road has not been done yet. Why? The contract to do that road was subdivided amongst three companies. One company has gone so far that it could have surrendered or, well, rather submitted its job as having been finished and received a certificate of return for a job well done. But that company has been unable to do so because the other teams, the other construction companies, have not done as much as the first company had done. The reason is that they are not working as a team. Of course, three separate companies will hardly ever work as a team, especially if they see each other as competitors. So that road has been there for, has been under construction for upward of 10 years, and basically because nobody challenges the other as to the pace of work that should be done. Everybody does his or her own job at his or her own pace. Now, if they were a team, they would have challenged each other based on the pace of work. They would have challenged each other. So if you see a team that is not doing or meeting its mandate, or a group that is not meeting its mandate, it is simply because they do not work as a team. So teamwork enables us and enhances us to finish our work at a good pace because each hand supports the other, each hand overlooks the other and ensures that nobody fails. Now, the other advantage of teamwork is that accountability is sure. Accountability is assured. Okay? Now, what does that mean? That simply means that everyone watches over the other to ensure that nobody goofs, to ensure that nobody fails in the task or responsibility that is expected of him or her. Now, being conscious of the fact that I have people looking over my shoulder, okay? Being conscious of the fact that there are people who are watching over me, I ensure that I am accountable and do my work at the best that I could ever do. Besides that, if I flop or I am failing, there are people over my shoulder in the team who will watch over me and let me know when I am failing. So where there is teamwork, accountability is assured. Everyone holds the other accountable. People who are not accountable to anyone are lackadaisical towards their work, and they do work um, as if they own the world, so to speak. But where there is teamwork, there is accountability. Mr. A watches over Mr. B, Mr. B watches over Mr. C, C onto D, and so on and so forth. When anything goes wrong, one person is able to note quickly and call the other person or call the person through whom this wrong has occurred to book as quick as possible. So teamwork ensures accountability one to another. And if you are not in a team, you need a team to be able to do your work effectively. People who do not have supervisors over them have the tendency to play with their work, have the tendency to joke over their jobs. But those who have supervisors over them, especially if the supervisors play with them as teammates, you will note that accountability is found in their midst. It is easy to hold each other accountable. Okay? Now, where there is teamwork, I said that the pace of work is done quickly and then we hold each other accountable. The end result of that is that we make more cash or we make more revenue than other organizations where there are no teamwork. Where a family lives as a team, and I encourage every family to do that, okay? To forget about this attitude that parents have towards their children, to think that the children cannot contribute to the well-being of the family. All right? To think that the children cannot contribute to the growth of their family. Where that is the case, you will find out that that family is limited. The family does not grow. But where there is teamwork in a family, where there is teamwork in an organization, where there is teamwork in a football team, in a basketball team, whatever team you play for, or whatever team you work, where there is teamwork, you will discover that you save cost, okay, because each other is watching over the other to ensure that services and jobs are done within the required budgeted funds. Not only that, you will also discover that you make more funds, you raise more revenue than groups where there is no teamwork. Okay? Where there is competition rather than teamwork, you will also discover that expenses are higher, they are greater than would have ordinarily been. So, teamwork ensures that you get profitability in whatever you do. Teamwork ensures that you earn more revenue from the little task that you do. After all, we have always said, and I agree, that two heads are better than one. A lot of people have tried to modify that statement to say two good heads are better than one good head. But in reality, two heads are better than one. None of us is smarter than the rest of us. That's what John Maxwell usually says. None is smarter than the rest of us. None is more intelligent than the rest of us. So, because of that, you and I must understand that teamwork will help us raise more funds, will help us save funds, will help us gain more revenue, will help us become profitability or profitable in whatever we do. Okay. Now, what else do we see? Like I said earlier on, besides accountability, in a good team, people will spot any loopholes in each other's work and help monitor their job. So, besides the fact that we're accountable one to another, besides the fact that our work is increases pace, one thing that is also necessary and important when it comes to teamwork is that we're able to monitor each other. We're able to encourage each other more or less to push on to the finish line. You and I know that when you start a task, along the line with some tasks, is that discouragement begins to set in. Now, but because you're working with a team, what you get is that you get people who monitor you and encourage you to push on until the finish line. Two is always better than one. How much more of three? Okay? So teamwork ensures that we guide each other, we monitor each other, we motivate each other, we inspire each other to the finish line. That's how important working with a team is for each and every one of us. What are the other things that we can gain from teamwork? Okay? With teamwork, there's a sense of accomplishment. I just shared an example of a football team that has won the La Liga. Now, everyone in that team gave a pat on the back to each other because they all worked towards a single vision, towards a single goal. From the start of the season, their major target was to win the La Liga. Their major goal, their major aim, as far as that football team is concerned, was to win the La Liga. And in doing that, some players played more time than others. Some scored more goals than others. Some defended more than others. Yet at the end of it, each one gave a pat on the back to the other because they know that without the other, they will not have been able to attain or attain their goal or succeed in the target that they set for themselves. So teamwork brings a sense of accomplishment. Teamwork ensures that people stick together, people enjoy together the success that has come to them, and people do not take credit for having made themselves successful. So, if you're a member of a team, I would encourage you also to ensure that you celebrate your victory and your success with your teammates. Push each other towards the end of the line. Okay? Because in fact, that should lead me to the next thing or next factor that is important as far as teamwork is concerned. What is the next factor? The next factor is the fact that in a team, there is usually a healthy competition amongst teammates. And the emphasis is on the word healthy. A healthy competition is when one person challenges the other towards achieving or accomplishing much more than any individual could have ever achieved. A good team ensures that that form of competition exists amongst its players. So if you are a team worker, if you work in a group, you work in a team, the truth is that you must take advantage of the competition that the team provides or presents for you. That way, every man's success becomes your success. Every man's failure becomes your failure. Now, because everybody's failure becomes your failure, you are constantly doing your best and effort to ensure that nobody fails. It's not a situation where we have a pull down syndrome where we try to ensure that people around us fail. No, I'm talking about a team that works. And a team that works ensures that a healthy competition exists amongst members. Where you have 3, 4 medical doctors working as a team, the challenge is for each one to ensure that they attend to more patients than the other, to give more accurate treatment than the other. And what does is the fact that it builds whatever organization that these doctors are working in and are competing against each other. So teamwork ensures that there is healthy competition, and healthy competition ensures that there is success in everything that you do. What other factors do you see as being helpful in teamwork? One other factor is that you have people who are able to cover for each other as much as they can. Okay? The advantage of working in a team, unlike a solo runner, is the fact that where one falls, he or she has some other person to lift him or her up. Where you fail, you have people by your side who are able to cover up for you and to ensure that you succeed. So teamwork ensures that you have got people covering your back. In a construction job where one driver fails to come, you cannot stop the crane from working. Why? Because there are other members on the team who should understand what it means to lift a crane. In a school where a teacher isn't available, you have other teachers enabling themselves or making themselves available to cover the gap that should have been created by the absence of that teacher. So teamwork ensures that you constantly have people covering the back of each other, looking out for each other, ensuring that the job does not stop. And that's one reason why the pace of job doesn't slow down. Because in a team, you should have much more than one person occupying a role. Again, back to the football team that I just mentioned, Real Madrid. You have got 3, 4 attackers in that team. You have got well over 10 defenders in that team. And the coach can choose to use whatever combination he thinks he should use concerning a match. There are some players that got injured within the season, but the team did not stop. Why? Because there were other persons to cover up for that injured player. In spite of the fact that the injured player was a very good player, yet he had someone of similar skill and talent to cover up for him in that football team. Now, so that's the advantage of working as a team. That's the advantage of having a team around you. So a team never slows down, a team never loses because it has other players in the team who are helping out in achieving or in attaining the successes that members of the team require or desire at any point in time. What other advantage or importance do you see in a team? One other importance is that friendship is enhanced. Where a good team works, eventually the social cycle of that team increases because eventually everyone begins to see each other as a friend, in fact, as a brother or sister. A good team ensures that people relate so well that they consider each other as friends, they consider each other each other as brothers. Okay? They are able to visit each other. They are able to share their pains. They are able to share in each other's victory. They are able to share in each other's success. So a good team ensures that the social cycle is expanded, and that members in that social cycle see each other as being friends and partners one with another. There are other factors that good teams should have, or there are other factors that should spell out the importance of a good team, besides the fact that one, there's great accountability, like I mentioned earlier on, that there is good friendship in the team, that the pace of work is increased because people do not slow down, that there is a good cover up for one another, such that when one person is sick, the other covers the gap for that person. Okay? It ensures that the organization does not slow down. It ensures that the organization or the family does not run aground. As I speak at the moment, my wife is a bit under the weather, all right? But it has not stopped our home from running, because with the children, we run as a team. We work as a team. Only this morning, the eldest daughter had to go to the market to buy certain things that the mother would have been the one buying. In that instance, it has to do with her business, and for that reason, her business has not been grounded, because we've incorporated as much as possible all the children within the working space that we do have. That's an advantage that comes when you work as a team. Now, assuming that we have treated each other as competitors, we have treated each other as enemies, you and I realize that we have had some bit of challenge, we have had some bit of issues with each other when it came to working as a team. All right? So that's part of the thing, and that's what we see when we work as a team. What are the other benefits that can be derived when we work as a team? All right. The other benefits are the fact that as a team, we can, besides having strong working relationship, we can also challenge each other to grow. Okay? Teams challenge each other to grow, and to grow very, very well. Okay? So there are things that before now I didn't know of, or before now I didn't enjoy them because of some level of past ignorance, you would say. But having worked with a group of persons, I now know these things better. Why? Because I've been challenged to work with other people. Okay? So, besides the fact that I have learned, one thing that has made me do is that I've become a happier person. Where there is teamwork, everybody goes home happy, because you are able to achieve and attain much. You're able to knock down every obstacle. You're able to lift each other up. You're able to strengthen each other. You're able to encourage each other better. Where there is teamwork, people are happy. People leave their places of work happier. Why? Because the success has been attained or achieved, and then everybody is excited about the success that has been achieved or attained. So where there is teamwork, all persons on the team live a happy life. They live a much more happier life, and they have a better working relationship. Now, this, like I said, A few things that I would like to mention, and perhaps to say that whoever you are, you ought to be a team player. You ought to be a team player. And to be a team player, you've got to be willing to be ready to go the extra mile. You've got to be willing to take extra steps to fit into the team, to not only overlook shortcomings, but to, where necessary, redress these shortcomings as they may be needed to be redressed. Every good team player stretches his or herself beyond the ordinary to do things extraordinary for the success of the team. This is what it takes for you to be a good team player. For you to be a good team player, you have to be willing to also express yourself and express your thoughts and express your opinion as clearly as may be necessary. Again, this in a good team will never be frowned at. In a good team, people do not see people's opinion as being foolish or being stupid. No, people are encouraged to speak freely. People are encouraged to come up with ideas. People are encouraged to say things in the sense and manner that they feel and how they understand what they want to do. Okay? So a good team player is someone who is open to everybody, is someone who is open to new opinions, is someone who expresses his or her own opinion as clearly as possible. That's what it takes to be a team player. A team player is honest to the team. There are no secrets hidden in a good team. Of course, there are things that are very personal to you that you have no responsibility to share with others. But there are things that are officially open for everybody to know. And a team player does not keep these things as secrets. A team player is willing to open them up and to share with others. So, for you to be a good team player, these are the things that are required. But the advantages or the importance of being a team player are those 10 factors or 11 factors that I have mentioned. As I recap, let me just try to recollect every one of them to see if that will help a number of people who are also just coming online. So, the importance or the advantage of having a good team is that number one, there is accountability. Every member holds each other accountable. Number two, creativity is enhanced because in a team you have people from diverse backgrounds, diverse experiences, diverse understanding, different perspectives in life. When they come together, they're able to bring in all their experiences and their level of creativity. And what you have in a team, a good working team, is that you have creativity all around. So, besides accountability and creativity in a team, friendship is established, the social cycle is expanded. A good team also ensures that it works so well that it acquires or gains more profit in whatever he or she does. A good team carries each other on their back. So there is no stoppage of work, there is no failure, because in a good team, you carry each other on each other's back and ensure that no soldier is left behind. That's one thing that is exciting about the United States or the Army of the United States of America. Regardless of how hot the fire is, if you fall down, they ensure that they find a way to pick you back up, to bring you back up. Even if it were your corpse, they will never leave it alone unless they get your corpse and get you to be buried in the United States of America. Okay? So those are factors that a good team enjoys. There are many others. I'm sure if you research, you will you will find them. But for today, these are some of the factors that I have researched and I've found out, and I'm able to summarize them within the last 55 minutes that I've spoken to us. Again, let me suggest to you, if you think you have succeeded as an individual, two things are happening. One, it is either because you have not appreciated the work of the team around you, or two, that you have not actually succeeded the way that you ought to have succeeded. And I mentioned that no leader succeeds without a team. If you are a leader and you cannot work with a team, then you are a failure. You will not succeed. Thank you for your time. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for giving me your ear and your time. And thank you for being with Born to Lead. Once again, I would encourage you to get in touch with us, like by the numbers on the scroll bar, by the email address. You could write an email to us. You could check our page on b.c.lead on Instagram, and also Born to Lead on Yahoo. And sorry, did I say Yahoo? On Facebook. Okay, you can get in touch with us through this line or mail, and then we will have discussions with you. Once again, if you have any topic of interest to you that you want us to discuss on as far as leadership is concerned, please leave a comment and we'll get through, or we'll study through and get back to you. Once again, thank you for your time and have a blessed week ahead of you. Cheers.